So this would be a kidney, right? This is the renal capsule. Don't get this confused with this. This is a renal corpuscle. This is a glomerulus. This is inside here. But don't get this structure confused with this structure. This is a kidney. This is the cortex. This is the medulla. This is the renal capsule. These are all things that could be asked on your exam. These are renal pyramids. Right. This is a minor calyx. The minor calyx are right up against the bottom of the renal pyramids here. A major calyx, the minors are going to run into or going to join in and become a major. Does everyone understand that? Okay, so the minors are right up against the pyramids, and these are the renal papillae right down here. That's a renal papillae right there. The bottom part, renal papillae. So this is the
bottom of the pyramids?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the renal columns?
The renal columns are in between the renal pyramids. Right? So these columns are right in between the pyramids here. Right? You could be asked about the blood flow to and from the kidneys. Everything is the same here except for on the arteries there's a segmental artery, and this is not a segmental vein. It's really not that complicated, but this is going to be a renal artery, and there's your renal vein right down below. The renal artery breaks off into the segmental artery. Then this section right here in between the renal columns is the interlobar. The arcuate is kind of like the curved part around the top here. And these projections out through here are the interlobular or cortical radiate. Those terms can be used interchangeably.
So
right?
This one was the
interlobar.
Interlobar.
Vein and artery.
These
are the cortical radiate or interlobular.
Okay.
Right? This is the arcuate. Okay, so let's move over to this. This would be a section from right up here. Right? So this would be the renal capsule. This is the renal capsules right here. These would be nephrons here, right? A nephron is the functional unit of the kidney. Here's a nephron here, right? This is the renal corpuscle. It's this thing here.
So this thing here is this right here?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. This is a nephron. That is a nephron. This is part of a nephron here. These are collecting ducts, and these are collecting tubules. So if you had a tag right here, this would be, well, if it was specifically right there, this is a renal corpuscle.
The glomerulus inside.
Yeah, this is the glomerulus inside, yeah.
Okay.
A renal corpuscle is the whole thing. Right, then you have the proximal convoluted tubule. That's always going to be coming right out. Here it is on this structure here. Proximal convoluted tubule coming right out of the renal corpuscle. Then you're going to have a descending nephron loop or loop of Henle, and then you have an ascending, and then you have, this one's actually a better example because this one kind of just goes right into the tube here, or collecting duct. So here's the proximal convoluted tubule, would be the green one here. Then you have the descending loop, the ascending loop, and the distal convoluted tubule, or DCT. There's a collecting duct, and there's the collecting tube, right? So this is going to most closely resemble urine, right? Because this is actually going to go...
That's when you stop messing with it.
Yes, that's when you stop. Yeah, that's when you stop messing with it. That's when you're going to stop any more of reabsorption. Yeah, there's no more reabsorption. So everything that's left in here is going to go into the toilet. Yeah. This is getting reabsorbed, reabsorbed, reabsorbed. You reabsorb 99% of what goes through your kidneys. So only about 1% is going to be discharged. So here is just this structure completely blown up. So you could get a tag that said, name this structure here. This is the Bowman's capsule or the glomerular capsule. Those are just two names for the same structure.
Stuff on the inside.
Well, that's actually the epithelial tissue. The Bowman's, the Bowman's capsule is it's actually just this section right here. If you got a ticket here that said name the structure, it's the Bowman's capsule. If it said name the tissue, the epithelial tissue, this is simple. No, this is simple squamous.
Oh, this is simple cuboidal down
Yes, yeah. This is simple squamous, and this is also another question here could be, this is the parietal layer. This is parietal. The layer that's actually on the glomerulus, this is the glomerulus. All of these little tubes in here, that's the glomerulus. This is the visceral layer. These are podocytes, these blue things. These are pedicles, the little like feet or lines coming out of the podocytes. Right, those are actually like the little filtration slits. This is filtrate in here. So this is the glomerular space, and you have filtrate in here. This is an afferent vessel, right? So that's a blood vessel. It's coming in. There's an efferent vessel, right? This is the proximal convoluted tubule with a simple cuboidal cell and the microvilli. The microvilli here increase surface areas for, you can't see those, I'm just saying, like, but you still should know that that's the type of tissue. What special feature does this tissue have that you don't find in other places? Microvilli. Okay. And what's the purpose of that? It's to increase surface area so you have, you're better able to absorb and secrete, right? Here's the distal convoluted tubule, right? You would find in here, you would find the macula densa cells, and here you would find the juxtaglomerular cells. These cells are going to be responsible for releasing a hormone called renin in response to if you have aldosterone or antidiuretic hormone present in the blood, that's going to signal the release of the renin, which is going to be released for falling blood pressure. Okay. The section that's referred to as the juxtaglomerular apparatus is a section of the DCT, distal convoluted tubule, and the afferent vessel that come up against each other and they touch. This is not a really good illustration of that. You have one on your PowerPoint. But these two cells where the macula densa and the juxtaglomerular cells touch. All right, so that's a special feature, the juxtaglomerular apparatus. Like what special feature do you have that exists between the DCT and the afferent vessel? The juxtaglomerular apparatus. That's the special feature.
You just said that like so easily.
Oh.
If I tried.
Okay, no, you would if you explain this as many times as I have. I still get stuff wrong, so I mean, it's, you know. Anyway, I think that's about, let me look at your sheet and see.